Aloha, good morning, Friday. And today we have a special guest, Rachel, welcome. And she's from Plumeria Place, a staging service that quite a few realtors use here on the island. And before we go there, the reason I have Rachel here is she's very inspiring, and she used to be in the wedding planning business. And of course, with COVID and the Japanese market not being open as it was, they're not here yet. It reminds me of a quote that I recently saw, Rachel, and said, when things do not go your way, remember that every challenge, every adversity contains within the seeds of opportunity and growth. And you're definitely inspiring me as a young entrepreneur that you've gone from a wedding planning business to staging, and you've learned to pivot. As they say, this word pivot, you've heard the word pivot in the marketplace. And I wanted you to, maybe you could share with everyone, what made you decide to go into staging, how you were feeling during this whole change in our new world. And then we can go into, the technical part of how you just make what you do seem so easy. And what I loved about Rachel's staging is she brings an element of individual service. It's not cookie cutter, and that's what we're about, being a boutique real estate office. And that's what I love about your staging. It's got that personal touch that I'm a big believer in, and that's why people hire us in real estate, and probably will hire you as a stager. So I'm going to let you take the stage here and talk.
Yeah, thank you, mahalo, Caron, and aloha, everyone. Happy Aloha Friday. I'm thrilled to be here today and to be able to work with you and trusting you with your staging. I loved the quote that you shared. It spoke to me very personally. My background was in marketing and special events. I've been doing wedding planning for the last several years, and then the pandemic hit. And I think I don't know anyone who wasn't affected in some way, large or small, by that. And it really just completely changed the wedding industry. I think we have a high level of talent here in the wedding industry, and they've done a wonderful job of keeping it alive and keeping it going. But for me personally, it was just too much. I like to, in everything, I always like to say yes. I hate saying no. And with all of the different mandates and regulations coming out, there was just a lot of challenges. So at the end of last year, my husband is also a realtor. And I helped him with a couple of last minute staging projects he had in the works. And it just sort of happened organically. I took some furniture from our house. I went to my parents' house. I went to my in-laws' house, and we made it happen. And in that process, I discovered this passion for staging. If you had told me, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, that this is what I would be doing, yeah, I didn't even know what home staging was then. But now I kind of feel like, when life gives you lemons, put it in a bowl and put it in your staged kitchen.
I love it. And, as you can see, I'm not in my office today. We're actually on location. We're staging a home that the owners were the builders. They lived here for 40 years. The home is structurally so sound. And how do you bring today's modern elements into a home that was built 40 years ago? And we've actually taken some pictures here on location. And Rachel's going to share her vision of what she was trying to create here for me. So we'll put those pictures up now.
Yeah, I have to say, it's such a privilege, I think, to be part of the process of someone selling their home or purchasing their home. And especially, when you're coming into obviously a home that's been so well loved and cared for, that's an honor. That's a certain level of respect you have to bring to that.
And what I love too, I think as a realtor, it's important to really have a stager who loves the home, because Rachel walked in and went, oh my God, this house. I said, well, do you want to buy it?
And I called my husband.
Yeah. But why don't you comment on the downstairs, the room downstairs? Yeah.
So this is a great property. It's large and a lot of diverse floor plans. So there's a lot of different ways you can use the space and live in it. Downstairs has this kind of tatami room feel. You see with the shoji screens, and feels very, Japanese, very kind of meditative, and it's beautiful, but very specific. I think that, unless that's your design aesthetic, that it might not appeal to everyone. So really what we were trying to do when we staged the space was modernize it a little bit, bring in some colors and different textures, and really showcase just the space that you have there and that the diversity of that space. You can really use that room for anything. So here you can see it's a large living space. This picture doesn't show, there's sweeping, gorgeous views out the side. And then this cozy, you know, bedroom. We styled it as a bedroom. And just a little pop of color paired with some texture on the bedspread to, you know, warm it up and make it feel a little more modern and a little more approachable.
And then and I love the colors you use. I think the blues, that beautiful blue with the browns, it really, you know, really highlights a very clean and open space. So we'll go to the next photo. Yeah. It's coming on here now.
I think maybe we're just not able to see the.
Oh, got it. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, sorry about that. So this is a bookshelf area that I staged as more of like a reading nook. I'm a big nerd when it comes to books. I love curling up with a good book and just getting lost for a couple hours in a good story. And this space really spoke to me of that. So, you know, utilizing the books, we have a book open just to kind of give that feeling of, you know, this is a place to go. This is a little escapist corner, a pretty orchid, and then just, you know, not filling the shelves, but again, just kind of showcasing that there's a lot of space here and a lot of different ways that you can style it.
And I loved to interrupt you here, is the green plant overhanging. That to me is just so unique, and just it popped out at me like, oh, that was so thoughtful for you to think of something different like that. That was so great.
Yeah. I think plants are a great addition. I think it's, you know, these are artificial plants or faux plants, but even those I think bring in a sense of life and energy, and again that texture and color that makes it feel, you know, alive, like a home.
And I think with, you know, plants that aren't real, there are some beautiful plants, and I think that's where you spend the money, right, on really good artificial plants, because they are very nice, the artificial plants, if you get the correct plants out.
Right. Yeah, they're all not created equal.
Exactly. So we'll go to the next photo.
Oh, okay. So this was just, you know, it's a little corner in one of the spare bedrooms here. We didn't want to do a full-on bedroom setup, but just to kind of warm it up and make it feel homey. It's just a little kind of, again, a little nook, a little chair corner where you can envision yourself maybe having a cup of coffee, reading a book, just relaxing, putting your feet up. Again, I think it's the textures and the colors, you know, that vibrant blue, but nothing that's too, you know, audacious or overpowering. These are bright pops of color that are done kind of subtly.
And I really have to commend you that, you know, people do corners a lot in staging, but what I loved about this is the textures and the interesting items that you used. And I have not seen that in staging, really. I want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
No, absolutely. So we'll go to the next photo.
I think that might be it.
That's it, just the third. So now you were going to give us an example of the table, right? Of different ways you can do up a table and everything. We're sitting here at a table right now. So
this is a coffee table. My coffee table at home is very utilitarian. It has to have coasters. If we're feeling fancy, maybe we'll have some cut flowers, but otherwise not a lot. I love a clean surface. But for staging, when it's a home that we're trying to sell, again, we're just trying to bring in elements that'll warm it up. Some fun items will catch people's eye and, you know, make it feel like it could be home. You can envision yourself here. So here's another faux plant. This is a succulent.
It's a very good looking faux plant.
Thank you. I know.
I thought it was real.
Yeah, it's very real looking, but we don't have to worry about watering or the light that it's going to be getting. And then I also paired it with a candle. I think those are great accessories. Again, kind of has this feeling of relaxation and ease. And then a book. Again, I'm a nerd. I love staging with books.
But it's not any kind of book. It's a national. It's an interesting book that really, on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday, people love to read, you know, interesting things that normally wouldn't go into their day-to-day life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, yeah, this one is the national parks. I like it because there's something for everyone in it. I think we can all relate to, you know, some part of nature that calls to us. And then again, the colors, it's got this gold to it. So it's a nice neutral, but with a little bit of shine. So that's one way to style this coffee table. And that's what we do
show us
here.
another way. Let's do the next one.
And then let's do a second one.
Lots of ideas.
Yeah. So another item that I like to work with a lot are trays. I think it's a nice way to kind of center and kind of have a little bit of gravity, kind of creating a vignette over this tray. And then this one is another faux plant, but it has a nice height. So, you know, you get a little more, a little more height with it. Draws your eyes up. Again, another candle. I love these. And this is, again, that blue that I think is so pretty. It's bright and poppy, but without being, you know, again, too loud or, you know, overpowering. And then the name of my company is Plumeria Place. So I try to leave a little plumeria in all of the places I stage. So that, I don't know if you've seen that, but that's it. It's just, you know, a little vignette, something that can be relatable and pretty to look at.
Thank you for today. And thank you for giving tips to the audience today and everything. It's so exciting. And, you know, and I just, we had some photos of Mary Ann's today too. And, you know, she had some vibrant plants that put up on the Facebook Live. And again, just using color, I think is really important. And I thank you, you know, for your time today. Oh, we've got, actually, we'll just pop them up on the screen for you. And of course, the colors.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have
And
you.
then the next photo, I believe, and just the colors are just amazing. And Ethereums are huge, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ethereums are huge.
And timeless, I
And
think.
timeless. And if you were going to have a real plant, I think they're actually probably the most low maintenance real plant.
Yeah.
And I know that because mine's growing and I usually kill them. And it got so big that Doug was so impressed. He said, "Where did you get that?" And I actually got it at Foodlands. And I think he was jealous. He went out and bought another one.
I need a friend.
Because he's the plant man. So he was thinking, how dare her plant be bigger than my plant?
It's a little bit of a competition.
Oh, it was. It was amazing. And then, of course, orange. Orange is brilliant.
Yeah, that's a great accent color in nature or anywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you. This was such a treat today.
Oh,
and it just slows me down in my day. And now I'll get back to my work. It's so soothing, and it's just such a great way to walk into a listing. And you know, now we'll have open house Sunday, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. Good luck. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
it'll go quickly.
Thank you.